Headlines, screaming chaos. Dramatic images of fire and ash flooding the news. For months, the world has watched Iceland, a nation literally being torn apart by volcanic forces. Near the small fishing town of Grindavik, the earth has split open, spewing rivers of molten rock. We've seen evacuations, homes destroyed, and a constant nerve-wracking state of alert. But the question on everyone's mind is, are these smaller events just the prelude? Is something much, much bigger about to happen? To understand what's happening in Iceland, we need to look at its very foundation. This isn't just an island. It's the peak of a massive underwater mountain range called the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. It's the seam of the earth, where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates are actively pulling apart. This constant rifting creates a direct pipeline to the planet's molten core, making Iceland one of the most volcanically active places on Earth. Specifically, we're focused on the Reykjanes Peninsula in the southwest. For 800 years, this area was eerily quiet. But now, it has awakened with a vengeance. The peninsula is a complex network of volcanic systems, and the one currently causing all the trouble is centered around Svartsengi, home to the famous Blue Lagoon and a critical power plant. The ground here is alive, and since 2021, the activity has been escalating dramatically. The current crisis truly began in late October 2023. The ground around Grindavik started shaking violently. Thousands of earthquakes, a seismic swarm, rattled the region every day. It was a clear sign that magma was on the move. By November 10th, the situation was so dire that authorities made an unprecedented decision. The entire town of Grindavik, home to nearly 4,000 people, was evacuated. It was a race against time. Scientists monitoring the situation saw the ground deforming at an incredible rate. GPS data showed the land swelling and cracking as a massive river of magma. A dike around 15 kilometers long forced its way up from deep within the earth, running directly beneath the town. The question was no longer asterisk if asterisk it would erupt, but asterisk where asterisk and asterisk when asterisk. The people of Grindavik left their homes, not knowing if they would ever see them again. The wait was agonizing. Then on the night of December 18th, it happened. A massive fissure, 4 kilometers long, ripped open the ground just northeast of the town. Fountains of lava shot hundreds of feet into the air, a spectacular and terrifying curtain of fire against the dark Icelandic sky. This first eruption was powerful but short-lived, and thankfully, it was positioned away from the town itself. A collective sigh of relief was breathed, but it was premature. The magma chamber beneath Svartsengi was already beginning to refill. The cycle had begun. On January 14th, the nightmare scenario became a reality. A new set of fissures opened, this time on the very edge of Grindavik. Protective barriers, hastily built in the preceding weeks, were overwhelmed. We all saw the heartbreaking footage. A river of orange lava creeping slowly into the town, engulfing houses one by one. The first homes were consumed, live on camera, a stark and brutal demonstration of nature's power. This eruption was smaller, but its location made it far more destructive. The pattern was now set. The ground would swell as magma accumulated, then a new eruption would release the pressure, only for the cycle to repeat. Another eruption followed on February 8th, this time severing a critical hot water pipeline and cutting off heat and hot water too. Thousands of people during the harsh Icelandic winter. Crews worked heroically in dangerous conditions to make repairs. A fourth, and so far the most powerful eruption, began on March 16th. This one produced the largest lava flows yet, once again threatening the defensive walls protecting the power plant and the main road to the airport. The sheer volume of molten rock was staggering. Day after day, the lava advanced, a slow-motion disaster reshaping the landscape forever. The barriers, a testament to Icelandic engineering and determination, held strong for a time, diverting the main flow. But parts of the flow eventually overtopped them, cutting off the road to Grindavik from the east and further isolating the ghost town. This brings us to the current situation. The ground is once again swelling. Seismic activity is picking up. All signs point to the fact that the magma chamber is recharging, and another eruption is not just possible, but highly likely. The intervals between eruptions have been shortening, and the volume of magma accumulating each time is significant. Experts are considering several potential scenarios. The most likely is another fissure eruption, similar to what we've already seen. The location is the critical variable. Will it be in the same area, where barriers can offer some protection? Or will it find a new path, perhaps even closer to the Svartsengi power plant, which supplies electricity and hot water to 30,000 people? Or, in a worst-case scenario, could an eruption occur offshore, potentially triggering a more explosive, ash-producing event? The stress on the residents is immense. They are living in a state of perpetual uncertainty, displaced from their community, their lives on hold. The economic impact is also huge, with the fishing industry, infrastructure, and tourism all affected. Yet, what we've also seen is incredible resilience. The Icelandic authorities have been praised for their preparedness, their science-based decision-making, and their communication. The response, from the initial evacuation to the construction of massive earth barriers, has been a masterclass in disaster management. They are not fighting the volcano. They are learning to adapt to it. So, what happens next? The truth is, no one knows for sure. The Reykjanes Peninsula has reawakened from an 800-year slumber, and geologists believe this could be the start of a new volcanic era that could last for decades, or even centuries. The people of Iceland are facing a new reality, one where the ground beneath their feet is no longer stable. They are standing on the front line of a battle between human ingenuity and the raw, untamable power of the planet. As we watch this dramatic saga unfold, we are reminded that while we can prepare, predict, and protect, the Earth will ultimately do what it will. The fate of Grindavik and the entire Reykjanes Peninsula hangs in the balance, written in fire and stone. Thank you for watching. If you found this informative, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the events shaping our world.